Hey, welcome everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. I figured I'd go live here and talk about some fun stuff, some DJI drones. So we've got a bunch of them here on the table. I'll try to go through them. We've got the DJI 3, and that's this combo here. We've got the DJI Neo, that's the Fly More combo, that's this unit here. We've got the Avata 2s. These actually comes with the goggles. This set comes with the goggles, the thing in 3 batteries. Then we've got the Mini 4K. That's this box with the little guy on top. That also has a control. It looks very much like this one without the screen. It's in the box. I didn't pull that out. Then we've got the Goggles N3. So these are one set of goggles, and then this is another set. We can talk about those. We've got the controller, and you use this for the FPV drones, so the Neo or the Avata. And then last but not least, in the back there, we'll talk about the landing pad, which I'm a big fan of, and it fits in the bag, so it's a real easy thing to have with your drones. So why would you buy a drone? You're either buying it for recreational use or for business use, right? Like you have some kind of plan to use it for real estate or for your farm or for your YouTube channel or something like that, in which case you want to get one that's professional level, either cameras, quality, and durability, or you're buying it for recreation, right? That first reason. And again, why not buy one that has great video and great abilities, and they're all basically the same price point as everything else that's out there. So let's take a look. I have them kind of in order that I like to fly them the most. But it's not necessary. I mean, everybody has their own preferences, I guess. The one I use the most, though, you might hear this little guy snorting over here, but he doesn't really lend himself to this video, but he's supervising the video. Welcome, everyone. Do I have to start this by saying hello? Maybe I do. There we go. Sorry if I needed to start this. But feel free to comment or ask questions. I know what I know, but I can help if I can. If you're making a purchase decision on one of these. Let's see, I forgot where I was at. We were talking about the why you might want to buy one of these things. I think that these are easy to fly. I think that they're super durable. Trust me, I've crashed mine a bunch of times. I guess I was saying I use this one the most. So that's the order I have them in, the order that I use them the most, that I think they're worth, the best value, right, maybe, or the most fun you have. But I use them for recreation. I just use them for fun and have a lot of fun recording. I share them with my friends and stuff, but really don't do much with the videos. But what's neat is the cameras have like stabilization, I guess, and a error correction, I guess, maybe is the other word, and then both light and color correction that is just, movie level. So it's just really, really fun to take videos with these because it looks like you're some kind of expert. Trust me, I have lots of inexpensive drones that are toys that don't hold themselves in position like a DJI can. They can't do the things that a DJI can. But when you get the video quality, it looks like you just held an old digital camera up in the air. Not even like a GoPro or something. These are GoPro quality plus, because you don't get the fisheye. Okay, so the one I use the most is this guy. It's pretty quick to get into play. I bring out the front legs first, or arms, I guess. You'd call them legs or arms. Then the back ones. Comes out pretty quick. I have a cover over the front here that protects the gimbal, which I would say is probably the most fragile part. That's the part I broke on all my inexpensive drones first. So I keep that most protected all the time. But that's pretty much it. You put a battery in it, you push the buttons, turn on the remote, and it's good to go. I really, really like the remote controls that have the screens on them. I do have some that don't, and you put a cell phone on it. That's another thing. You have to put the cell phone and everything. So if someone's, you're buying a gift for someone, or you're deciding to buy one, and you haven't decided on if you should go with the screen or not, go with the screen. Go with the screen. This is the older version. The newer version has the cool antennas on it, and that version would have worked with my Neo. This one doesn't, which was an excuse to go with some goggles. But this is so easy to set up, and it's so capable. I think, if I remember right, I was trying to look it up one time. I think it can handle like 20-something in mile-an-hour winds, I've taken it into 16-mile-an-hour winds, which is the motor's blasting and it's just doing everything it can to stay level, and the video quality at 16 miles an hour was the same as if it was at 0 miles an hour. It's just incredible what this thing can do. I really like it. It's so little and it's fun. Because it's so little, I can take it any place. One of the things we'll talk about is the cases, and this is the case I carry it in. The remote controls go up here, the drone goes over here, there's all the extra batteries. Oh, I really should have put the Kestrel on here, dang it. This is a wind speed, so that's how I know how much miles per hour the wind is. I'll just pull this out, blow on it, and as soon as you push a button, it's on. Like I just blew 5 miles an hour on it. That'll give me an idea of how much wind there is. Anyway, I keep that all in that little pouch, and then boom, I can set it up that quick and fly it. That used to be my favorite thing because I've had so many drones, and some of them are kind of complicated to get in play. They're fragile, or mainly it's the phone and the remote that takes the most amount of time. So having this piece is for sure 100% worth it. I might get personally I would get the newer one if I was going to get one again with the little antennas so that it would work with the Neo. I didn't have a Neo at the time, so I didn't know. But let's get to the one I use the most now, and that's the Neo. This is an amazing little drone. It takes off without any remote control. You can just run it, like I could turn it on right now. I have a battery in it. With all the DJIs, you tap it and then hold down. When you tap, it'll tell you the battery status, but when you tap and hold down, it'll turn on. So now I'll take the cover off there so it doesn't try to wiggle its eyeball around. But now listen.
Droney, circle, rocket, spotlight, direction track, follow.
So follow. If I would leave it on follow and I would give it the command, it would take off and then from my hand, and it would just follow me around like it was told to. And then when I held out my hand, it would land there again. So you can basically run this one like literally like a drone, I guess, like a little hand coordinated AI little eyeball watches you and does what you tell it to do. But I run it through my phone. I just run the app through my telephone, run it that way. But now I can run it through these goggles and this little guy. That'll be fun. I haven't done that yet, but this one is definitely super fast. The blades are protected, so you're not supposed to run it over people, but if you get the okay to run it over people, they say, yeah, go ahead, run it over me, I don't care. It's not going to hurt anybody if it falls on them, but it never falls on them because it's so little, and it can knock into stuff, and it protects them, so it's the most durable. I keep it in this little pouch, which I probably should have also put on here, but pretty much any little pouch. I bought the Fly More. The Fly More means you get extra batteries. So the batteries go in that side. That goes in over here. And it's that fast to get it into play whenever it's falling over on me. Whenever I need it, I'll just pull it out. It's like pulling it out of my pocket. Sling this over my shoulder, and I can pretty much have this little guy in play anytime I need it, really fast. It's super fun for getting pictures of stuff. If you're out doing something like catching a fish, you can throw it up in the air and get that picture of catching that fish pretty quick. But then we got some other ones here. We'll take a look at. I guess I should be moving them along. The next one I bought because I wanted to play with this one more, and I wanted to play with the big brother to this one. It's obviously neat, but look how little it is. So the big brother to this one is the Avata. So again, protected, much bigger camera, much nicer camera, protected the same way. Batteries go in the back here. This one you connect up with the, you'll basically turn it on, turn this on, and turn this on. This is the remote control for it. Turn this on, turn this on, turn this on. First time, from what I understand, first time you turn them on, you'll hold the power button down. That'll sync these two. Hold the power buttons down. That'll sync these two. Now this is a set. What's cool, the reason I have two goggles on the table here, this is actually the set. I keep pointing at this one. It came with this, this, and this. This set, you'll fly in with, so you're flying it around. This set, your friend can watch. You can broadcast, whatever they call it, share screen, so that somebody can watch on the other one. But let's talk about the differences between them. This is the Goggles 3 that come with it, and the big difference, or the big difference between them is they're mostly similar, is that this one's binocular style. This one is main big screen. So while you can see two eye ports, they're looking into this box, they call it, towards basically a phone, like a flat screen. This one's large enough to wear your glasses in it, and you can focus and everything just fine with your glasses on. This one you would take your glasses off to fly. They both have these cool Robotech antennas, which are pretty cool. They both have USB and a power button for charging and then turning it on. But then they both have this cool little joystick. And once you've got it on and you're fiddling through the screens, it feels like, well, Robotech or something. It feels like a very cool movie that you're wiggling around this little joystick and the little button here. It takes about a minute to get used to that interface. Super fun. Lastly, they're super comfortable. This eye cup is really soft and cushy. Very comfortable on the front of your face. And I think I can demonstrate how fast this cam works. So this goes from big head to little head really fast. So even if you have a hat on or something, you should have no problem wearing this thing comfortably. It doesn't weigh much, and it is kind of counterbalanced in the back. I haven't used them a lot. I just got them, so I'm looking forward to playing with those. Let's see. Then they fly with, that's the N3s, by the way, on the screen down here now. Or maybe it's over to the side. I guess I don't know where it displays for y'all. But then the last thing is we'll take, well, not the last thing, but the next thing we'll take a look at is they call it the Motion 3. So there's a couple of different ways to fly in FPV. And since you're kind of looking through the goggles and somebody else is watching the drone for you, this is really all just 100% control here. So you've got a knob over here. I'm guessing this is power, but I don't know, a button down here. Got a nice joystick that's pretty neat. You've got some kind of a button underneath your thumb, and then a button over here. Well, that's power, so this must be some other kind of button. And then you have like a forward and a back kind of throttle, maybe. I haven't played with it yet, but and then from what I understand, you also move this, like the position of it is part of the control. So this is really going to be fun. That is the set here. Let's see, but you can get this individually. So for me, I already had the Neo. I bought the goggles, and then I bought a controller, but you could also buy the Flymore set, get the Avata with the controller and the goggles right away. And that was this set that I've got highlighted now. And that's the set that I bought yesterday. I bought this set yesterday afternoon, and it's not even, I mean, it's evening, but it got here this afternoon. So basically 24 hours after ordering it, it was here. That was pretty cool. Then the last one we'll talk about is this little 4K. So this guy's little, similar to that guy. The arms come out. Different battery. It would be neat if they all used the same battery, huh? But then just another little one. Fast. Again, can perform well. It's just that they've kind of lost my luster, or I've lost my luster with those kind that have to open up. Now that I've started playing with the enclosed, just how much performance they had. I kind of thought these were toys because they look like it, but the video performance is decent on this little guy. This is probably going to be my best camera of all of them, actually. So I've liked these because of their cameras and their cost, but then I really like the performance of them. This one was a little bit underpowered. This one feels like I'm running a big one, even though I've never actually run a big one. This one is just more performance than any other little toy one I've ever run. Then I started playing with this guy, and although it has nowhere near the power that this guy has, it's capable. So I've been really impressed. That's why I wanted to see this capability with more power than this one. That's why I bought this one. That's what it's going to sound like. I don't know if you can hear that through the video. Somebody's hauling around in some kind of hot rod. It's a Friday night. No, it's a Saturday night. What are you going to do? Alright, well, I hope I've answered some questions. Nobody actually asked any questions while we were live, or maybe I didn't see them. But I think we hit everything here. Let me go through everything again. I guess I didn't talk about this enough. This is super neat. I just recently added this maybe 2-3 months ago, but then I went on a road trip, and I used my drone quite a bit. This folds up like you would do for your, like if it was the sunscreen on your vehicle or something. So it folds up, and it actually fits right behind this. In the bag that I keep this in a bag, this bag in a bag, and this fits right next to the bag, so that it's right with my drone all the time. Whenever I need it, you just let it pop open. You can weight down the edges if you need to. I go with the orange side up for the most contrast most of the time. Sometimes if the grass is kind of yellow, I'll go the other way. I'll put blue up. But what happens is when your drone lifts up, it's kind of looking at the ground, and this gives it a very easy contrast, a very easy identification point to find if it has to come back in an emergency. And I mean, I'm not proud of it, but I have tested my drones, and I've had them come back with very low battery. And I figure having something like that they have an easy target to come back to when they're just in autopilot is worth it. They're not very expensive, and I've loved the idea that it's so lightweight. And what also gives me is when I'm launching in grass or gravel, that doesn't come up and hit my props and stuff really at all, unless I miss it coming down, which I usually try to go slow enough to not miss it. It's not an issue anymore, where I used to have to kind of hope that the grass and gravel and stuff didn't hurt anything on the way up. Alright, so that's the landing pad. The controller, again, if you lose it, or if you want to do like I did and get the Neo first, which doesn't come with any controller, it just comes with extra batteries, you can run this controller with any of the goggles and then run the Neo. That's what I ended up doing, but you could also get it as a replacement. Now the N3s are kind of in stock, not in stock, depending. And again, the N3s have a screen in front as opposed to two screens. This has a little bit wider field of view. I don't know if I mentioned that. And I guess it's different. This is this LED and that's OLED. So they have a different technology. So, you know, depending on how you like to look through it or whatever. But the other big difference is that you can wear glasses with this. You just put them on over your glasses. Now, that might be an issue if you accidentally put them on over sunglasses. That might be annoying, but for those of us that wear glasses, I think that's pretty handy. So again, that one, I don't know if it's in stock right now, but I included it just to kind of compare, and in case it's back in stock, you can grab it. The 4K is that little guy. It's a great one. Good introduction. But for my still recommendation will be when I get to this guy. Then we're taking a look at the Avata again. An FPV, powerful, great camera, and then comes along with the Goggles 3 and the controller. Also 3 batteries. I went with the Fly More kit. It also comes with a case, a very similar case to this one, so I won't pull it out, but it comes with a case also, which at first I was like, I don't need a case, and plus the case is going to be nothing. These cases are really nice. They're like weatherproof. They've got these super nice zippers. Again, they're formatted. They're like, they've flown drones before. They figured out how to do this in a way that if you were going to use this like a satchel and run your drone right out of it, it'd be very easy. Then the one that I think is probably hands down the first one to get, the most fun to get, the best gift to give, and that's the little Neo. And it's like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say prices, but it's whatever price it is. It's very inexpensive like it is, and it's basically twice the price when you get 3 batteries. The batteries will last 20 minutes, 30 minutes in the wind, like as I'm flying it, like a lot, you know, up in high altitudes and everything where it's really using the batteries. I'll still get 20 minutes out of them. So this is like an hour worth of flying, and then you fly this for 20 minutes, you fly this one for 20 minutes, fly this one for 20 minutes. This one might be pretty much charged, so you might even get a little bit more than an hour. You won't be able to keep doing that, but you'll be able to probably get some charge, so go even a little over an hour if you really had to. And again, if you already have any of these, this is a great addition, or if you're starting, this is the way to go. So this is probably my #1 recommendation. But then, if you're looking for an actual, like, I want to get some stuff done, maybe for work, maybe just really good pictures, you want something that can handle, like, oh, it's too windy, you can't take this one up. Like, oh, it's too high altitude, and I've been on top of mountains, and it doesn't do as well as it does at normal sea level, so you want one that can. This guy could do anything. Great video. The screen and everything makes it really fast and easy to get into play. So that's my #1 pick, really closely followed by this one, and this would be my #1 pick, you know, for a lot of circumstances too. These together, I felt like I didn't need anything else until I decided maybe I do need to upgrade this guy into a big one, and that kind of, like I say, kind of stepped me up camera-wise past this one. So that's how I talked myself in again this one. Bought it last night, yesterday afternoon. It was here this afternoon. That's why I'm doing the video, just to kind of tell that story and kind of compare them now. Alright, I've seen a bunch of people jump in, but nobody still asked any questions that I've seen, so I'll wrap it up here and say thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. DJI, fun drones, easy to fly, rugged, great video quality, and I can't say enough how easy to fly they are compared to all the toys that I've owned.